Hi, friends. Today, I want to share a new story with you. Enjoy. The courtroom felt heavy and tense. I sat straight in my chair, my hands sweaty, my heart pounding in my ears. Across from me, Aunt Aurelia looked calm and confident, like she had already won. The judge cleared his throat and spoke. We're here to decide who really owns the Shepherd country house, according to the last will of Nellie Shepherd. His voice was steady, but each word made my heart race. My grandmother, Nellie Shepherd, had left me the house in her will. It was where I grew up, and it meant everything to me after my parents passed away. But Aunt Aurelia, my dad's younger sister, had challenged the will, saying the house was meant for her. Aurelia stood up, her voice full of fake sadness. Your Honor, my mother's house was meant for me. I cared for her in her final years, but my niece Maggie got it unfairly through manipulation. I clenched my fists under the table. She was lying. My lawyer, Mr. Calloway, stood up. Your Honor, the will is clear. The house was left to Maggie Shepherd. There was no mistake, no manipulation. We will prove that Aurelia's claims are not only false, but also dishonest. Aurelia sighed, acting like the victim. My own mother wouldn't have cut me out unless she was tricked. The judge looked at me. Miss Shepherd, do you have anything to say before we continue? I stood up, trying to stay calm. My grandmother knew exactly what she was doing when she left me the house, and I will prove it. The fight had started. The courtroom grew quiet as my lawyer stood. Your Honor, we called Dexter Shepherd to the stand. I took a deep breath, gripping the edge of the table. My uncle, my grandmother's eldest son, was the key to revealing Aunt Aurelia's lies. Dexter stood up slowly and walked to the witness stand. He was tall and strong, but today he looked tired. After swearing to tell the truth, he sat down, hands folded. Aurelia, sitting nearby, tensed up, her calm expression cracked, and her fingers clenched into fists. My lawyer didn't waste time. Mr. Shepherd, can you tell us about your sister's claim that she was supposed to inherit the country house? Dexter paused for a second, then spoke clearly. That's not true. Aurelia shot him a look of disbelief. Dexter went on. Our mother, Nellie Shepherd, never meant to leave the house to Aurelia. I know that because of something she did while Mom was still alive. He looked at me. She tried to sell the house without telling anyone. A gasp went through the courtroom. The judge slammed his gavel. My lawyer leaned forward. Mr. Shepherd, can you explain what you mean? Dexter took a deep breath. Years ago, before Mom got sick, Aurelia already tried to sell the house. She found a buyer, a developer who wanted to tear it down and build a resort. Mom found out just in time. She was heartbroken. They had a huge argument. Aurelia said she needed the money, but after that, Mom decided Aurelia would never inherit the house. Gasps filled the courtroom. I glanced at Aurelia and saw the color drain from her face. Her lawyer jumped up. Objection, Your Honor, this is just speculation. My lawyer stayed calm. Your Honor, we have proof that Aurelia made a real estate inquiry about selling the property. The judge nodded. Overruled. Proceed. Aurelia's expression shifted, and for the first time, uncertainty showed in her eyes. My lawyer turned back to Dexter. So, to clarify, your mother disinherited Aurelia because she knew Aurelia wanted to sell the house? Yes, Dexter answered firmly. Mom loved that house. She wanted it to stay in the family. She left it to Maggie because she trusted her to protect it. I clenched my fists, my heart beating fast. I took a deep breath and steadied my voice. You didn't care about the house, Aunt Aurelia. You just wanted the money. Aurelia whipped around to face me, furious and desperate. You don't understand. It was supposed to be mine. It's not fair that she stopped mid-sentence, realizing too late what she had just admitted. The judge's expression turned serious. Miss Shepherd, you knowingly tried to sell a property that wasn't yours and filed a false legal claim. This is very serious. Aurelia slumped in her seat, trembling. I breathed out slowly. The truth was finally coming to light. Aurelia's face turned hard, but she didn't speak. Maybe now, she realized her lies were falling apart, and this was just the beginning. The room felt heavy with tension. Aurelia sat still, her face unreadable, but I could see the panic in her eyes. The truth was closing in. My lawyer stood up, holding a yellowed piece of paper. Your Honor, we present new evidence, a letter from Nellie Shepherd herself, outlining her wishes for the country house. Aurelia jumped to her feet. That's impossible. The judge slammed his gavel. Miss Shepherd, sit down. She obeyed, gripping the armrest tightly. My lawyer carefully unfolded the letter, its fragile paper rustling like a whisper from the past. He cleared his throat and began reading. This letter was written by Mrs. Nellie Shepherd 2 months before her passing, and was kept in a safe deposit box to be opened only in the event of a legal dispute. Aurelia went pale. The lawyer read aloud. To my beloved granddaughter Maggie. I know there may be questions about my decision, but I want to be clear, this house is meant for you. I have seen Aurelia's plans with my own eyes. She spoke about selling it, turning my home into profit. She tried once, and she will try again. This house is not just property, it's our history. Maggie, I leave it to you because I know you'll protect it. This is my final decision, and it must not be contested. With love, Grandmother Nellie. A thick silence followed. Aurelia's lips quivered. That's a forgery. The judge turned to my lawyer. Do you have proof this letter is real? My lawyer nodded. Yes, Your Honor. The letter was notarized, and the handwriting has been verified as Nellie Shepherd's. He handed a sealed file to the judge. Aurelia looked between us, her eyes wide and frantic. This isn't right. It was supposed to be mine. I finally spoke, calm and firm. No, Aurelia, it was never yours, and now everyone knows why. For the first time, Aurelia had no words. I knew we were winning. The courtroom was silent. The evidence was clear. The case was almost over. My heart pounded as the judge prepared to deliver his verdict. I could taste victory, but then, a court clerk burst through the doors, holding a folder. Your Honor, he said, breathless, a new document has just surfaced in the archives. It was filed by Mrs. Nellie Shepherd before she passed. Aurelia's head snapped up. Her fingers gripped the table. My stomach dropped. What now? Another trick? The judge motioned for the document, and as he read, his face changed. His eyebrows lifted in surprise. The room felt even more tense. He cleared his throat. This document states that Aurelia Shepherd had already received her portion of the inheritance, stocks and a cash sum, before the house was ever in question. The house was never meant for her. Aurelia's chair scraped loudly as she jumped to her feet. That's not true, she screamed. She would never. My lawyer interrupted, calm and sharp. The document is signed, notarized, and legally binding. Your Honor, Aurelia received her share years ago. This lawsuit is fraudulent. Aurelia staggered back, the weight of her lies sinking in. There was no more fighting it. The judge set the document down and turned to her. Miss Shepherd, your case is dismissed. Any further pursuit of this inheritance will be considered fraud. The silence in the room was overwhelming. Then, with one last bang of the gavel, it was over. Aurelia let out a strangled sound, part sob, part curse. She glared at me. You think you've won? She hissed. This house will bring you nothing but misery. I met her gaze, steady and calm. No, Aurelia, it will finally bring peace. As she stormed out, defeated and alone, I exhaled. The battle was over. The house was mine, not just an inheritance, but the home it was always meant to be. Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.